All right, we're gonna watch this jalopy bungus. Jay-Z is back outside. Check this guy's channel out, man. He's got awesome takes and pretty crazy theories. He gets surgical, you know what I mean?
This video is about to get very surgical.
I told you.
So stay with me. But it is clear as day that Jay-Z is back outside. And I'm not saying back outside like we see him in public and all that, but no. I think Jay-Z is gearing up for music to be released, 1000%. Especially with everything that's been going on the last few days. As a matter of fact, let's get to that. I don't know if y'all heard about this situation that took place, but Morgan
Oh yeah, they're like boys now, dude. Like we're getting MAGA Drake now.
Wallen basically brought Drake out on one of his
Hey, is it Toronto or are you a Texan? You know what I mean?
shows.
Is it Uchi Wally or one Mike? Is it fucking yeah, bro, what the fuck? Is it Duppy Freestyle or One Dance, you know?
I think it's a clear stance on what he's currently attempting to align himself with. The funny thing is today, which is the very next day, Jay-Z pops out on the Beyonce tour.
Yeah, I'm country too, bitch.
Not only did he pop out on the Beyonce tour, he popped out specifically in Paris, and y'all know what went down. The crowd was going ballistic, bro. Ballistic, bro.
Bruh, you know how fucked up it would be if Beyonce did this Cowboy Carter album, got rejected from country music, and then Drake starts making country music and they accept him? Because you know it's going to be some watered down gay shit. You know what I mean? It's going to be horrible, bro. Like, that would be so fucked up, dude.
I'm telling you, the energy is there. The energy is there, 1000%.
Yeah, that's cool.
I also think the timing is very...
Yeah, dude, I said it before. I hope we get a fucking Jay feature on the Clips album because, yeah, man, that shit'll be fucking amazing.
Very, very interesting for a few reasons. So we all know the Clips album is coming out on July 11th. And guess who all the rumored features are on this album? Kendrick Lamar, Nas, bluffgawd, and Jay-Z. Other features have been confirmed. Nas, Kendrick Lamar, these features have been confirmed. The one feature that hasn't been confirmed yet is Jay-Z. But doesn't this kind of confirm his feature on the album? You telling me
Oh yeah, because he's in all black, right?
a few weeks before this album drops, right? An album that Jay-Z is rumored to be on. He pops out on tour in Paris with Beyonce. Come on, bro.
Well, I mean, not just rumored to be on, you know what I mean? Like, signed, you know what I mean? Is part of the reason why it's coming out, you know what I mean? Bro, like, that's, you know, like, when I was younger, dude, there was a thing of, like, artists getting shelved by the label, you know what I mean? And if this was, like, the early 2000s when I was, like, a little boy, you know what I mean? If this was the early 2000s, and like the Clips could have gotten shelved, bro. You know what I mean? It was unheard of back then. Even like a few years ago, it was unheard of artists like buying their way out of the contract, bro. You know, it just wasn't fucking happening. Dudes weren't like managing their money right, you know, and the deals were just so fucked up. Like I'm sure a bunch of dudes couldn't even do it. So like, yeah, I can go for that, dude. He's out here.
That's not even all of it, dog. The Clips is out in Paris too, because that's where they've been recording their album with Pharrell. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that Jay-Z decides to pop out in Paris, come on, dog.
Bro, he recorded his verse this weekend, dude. He recorded his verse. Yo.
It seems like not only a message is being sent to the fans, but a message being sent to the opposition as well.
The Imperial Skateboard P. The Imperial. Right? Guys, what the fuck, dude? I'm hyped.
That's one of the reasons I think Jay-Z is really about to be outside. Let's talk about the other reasons. There's a rumor that Jay-Z is going to
What the fuck? He's gonna have himself be the
headline next year's Super Bowl. Now, I don't know how true this is, so take this with a grain of salt, please. You see what I'm saying?
What is
But
LX?
Kendrick Lamar was announced for the 2025 Super Bowl in a very similar way. It always started off as rumors, and then they announced it for real. And if this is true, you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm about to talk about. If this is true, then you're not about to sit here and tell me that Jay-Z is just gonna walk into the Super Bowl.
Hey, bro, that jacket looks like shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That jacket looks like shit.
With nothing. You're
Jay-Z's, not the little girls. Chill.
crazy. He's not. You're not gonna be able to sit here and tell me that Jay-Z is going to gear up for the Super Bowl.
Oh, it's like a Tribe Called Quest jacket. I get it.
And have nothing to put out, no new music, not building no hype behind himself. You gotta be crazy. I think if Jay-Z's about to perform, it's going to be an amazing rollout leading up to the Super Bowl. You see what I'm saying? Of course, you gotta generate hype.
All these guys are so happy to be next to Jay-Z. They're all so fucking happy.
Before you solidify your Super Bowl announcement. Why not? All it does is validate the very reason that you were picked. Who's just gonna go to the Super Bowl without doing some sort of rollout, new music, a new clothing line, something? You see what I'm saying?
Right, that is like the new thing now. You know what I mean? Drop an album and do the Super Bowl. Like before, the Super Bowl acts were like people who weren't dropping a new album. You know what I mean?
This is another reason I'm convinced that Jay-Z is definitely on this Clips album. But not only will he be on the Clips album, I expect Jay-Z to put out some releases of his own leading up to the Super Bowl. I would not be surprised whatsoever if Jay-Z were to drop an album by the end of the year. I would not be surprised at all, especially with everything that Jay-Z been going through recently. I think he got a lot to talk about, especially when we start talking about this case that got dropped on his head that he was getting a whole lot of heat for, and he ended up winning this case. Now, does him beating this case excuse him for a lot of the things that we think that Jay-Z be doing? Absolutely not. However, you cannot hold him accountable for this specific thing, especially because he beat it. And for that reason, the opinion is going to be in his favor regardless. However we feel about what he might be doing or whatever, he beat this case, and there's really not much to talk about. But you can't tell me that won't be a topic of discussion. You can't tell me that Jay-Z not to be out to get on there talking slick about Tony Bugsby, even if he don't talk about him, but reference it and talk about how he just beat that case and now he about to get his money from him. You're not about to sit here and tell me Jay-Z, the king of slick talking, is not finna get on this Clips album talking reckless. Especially with all the smear campaigns that you see coming from the OVO side of the table, for the Nicki Minaj fans on that side of the table, the Lil Wayne fans. There's a whole lot of heat going at Jay-Z and Roc Nation in general.
Yeah, and I don't know what that lady's thinking, bro. Like, you got life fucked up, dude.
Don't forget that Jay-Z is one of the contributors to Kendrick Lamar being able to perform at the Super Bowl. Now, obviously, Kendrick Lamar's resume speaks for itself. Boom, boom, boom. We all understand that. I honestly believe that Kendrick Lamar could have been selected regardless at some point in his career. But having Jay-Z there helps. Of course it does. And I think this whole situation, I think this whole rollout is going to start with the Clips album. And when you got Kendrick Lamar, Nas, Stove God, and Jay-Z on the same album, yeah, this is going to be the kickstart to a huge moment that I know for a fact Jay-Z is going to ride the wave of. And I think he would ride that wave right into the Super Bowl, do the Super Bowl, and create a whole new wave and take off. But that's only if Jay-Z is going to perform at the Super Bowl, which, in my opinion, I mean, Jay-Z could do it if he, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z could definitely do it. Jay-Z is one of those guys.
You know, like Jay-Z, bro, like if you look at like, I mean, this isn't like a flawless metric, but if you look at like his top songs on Apple Music, right? Like they're all like big songs with like other people, like Beyonce, Rihanna, other artists, you know what I'm saying? Like Drake, you know. But yeah, he's got like big songs, dude. And Like, yeah, dude, it would be fucking, it would be dope if we could get Jay-Z at the Super Bowl. And of course he would do it. Like, if he had the pull to do it, like, to put himself in that position, of course he's gonna fucking do it. You know what I mean? Because one thing we've seen Jay-Z do over and over and over and over again is, like, find a little method to, like, make shit go crazy. You know, do, you know, A, B, and C, and it works out for him. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, like, you know, when he was coming back with the Kingdom Come album, you know what I mean? He did like some kind of commercial that ended up being, I think it was a Super Bowl commercial with the Dell computers. When dudes in media spending $1 million on my hands, right? And he was talking about a Dell commercial that people made a big deal about. Then with Magna Carta, you know what I mean? He did the U2 thing, I guess, where he put it on everyone's fucking cell phone and shit. You know, and then a few years later we get Tidal, you know what I mean? Like, he's always finding a method and you know, running that play, dude. And I feel like, yeah, it's not that far-fetched to think that Jay-Z will do the Super Bowl, if not next year, like very soon in the next couple years. But shit, most likely next year, dude. He probably had Kendrick out there as like the test, you know what I mean? Like, let me show y'all what we can really do. Da 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 da. As you know, a hip hop show at the Super Bowl will, you know, be successful type shit. You know what I mean? And then, you know, then the he'll do the next one. You know what I mean? Why not? As soon as he gets like the super green light for it, yeah, dude, of course.
Guys who has stadium caliber performances on his resume, and there's only a few people who can say that. You see what I'm saying? So I think it is possible. Would I like to see somebody else? Absolutely. I would love to see somebody else instead of Jay-Z. I think the standard Kendrick Lamar set for the Super Bowl is very high.
Yeah, but who, bro? You know what I mean? Oh, and yeah, I know Kendrick wasn't the first rapper to do the Super Bowl. I'm just like kind of saying, you know what I mean? It was a good, you know, the last couple of years in general have been, you know, good Super Bowl halftime shows that helmed by Jay-Z. You know what I mean?
Love to see somebody follow
I'm
that.
over
I don't
explaining
see
'cause I'm
Jay-Z at this
retarded.
age, at this point, following that. I think he would just get on stage and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just gonna do it to do it type shit. You know what I mean?
And the fact that in order to go to a stadium show and perform at a stadium show, he had to go team up with Morgan Wallen, and all Jay-Z had to do was call up his wife. It's levels. It's levels, bro. Thank y'all for watching.
He didn't even have to call her up, dude. He just walks past her during breakfast, like, "Hey, I think I kind of want to do, I kind of want to do some songs tonight." You know, it's fucking dope, dude. Shout out to Jay-Z, bro. Fucking yeah, dude.